Hello, fabulous Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2015, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, in the context of love, boy, do you have a big adventure coming up for you, especially smack dab in the middle of the month. And it really is all about a new moon that is taking place in your opposite sign. But not only that, this new moon, as I mentioned, as I touched on in the general focused horoscopes, this new moon is also standing across the sky from Uranus in your sign. So let me break this down a little bit, okay? If you are a student of astrology or not, okay, what's happening in your opposite sign essentially is speaking to your partnerships, your relationships, and it is speaking to what love is for you and what love is doing for you right about now. So you can imagine we've got this new moon happening, suggesting a fresh start in love. But this particular new moon is also speaking to the planet that represents shocks and surprises, standing across the sky from this particular new moon. But not only that, the planet of shocks and surprises standing across from a moon like this suggests that the surprise that comes, the awareness that comes, really has that power to surprise tremendously and really can seem to come out of nowhere and very likely will speak to your reality in relationships. You know, in a lot of ways, this month is about things coming to healthy closure, sort of like these long cycles finally coming to an end so that you can start fresh, especially in the realm of love, especially in love. We have Venus in the middle of the month leaving shadow, thereby ending the whole Venus retrograde season that we've been going through since the very early summer, if not a little bit earlier as well, when Venus first entered the sign of Leo back in the spring. So we've had Venus hanging out in the same part of the sky for you for an extended period of time. That ends, okay? That whole cycle, the lessons of that time end. The next day, we have Mercury going direct in your opposite sign as well, representing partnerships for you. And then we have also, right around the same time, we are having this new moon take place, which suggests really information coming out of nowhere, giving you a whole other perspective that you did not see coming. Big lesson for you this year has been in love, has been in relationship. For some of you out there, I will say, there's a few different ways this is going to play out, especially considering where you are in love. What's your starting point? So if your starting point is that you're in a committed relationship with someone that you love, I actually think that this is going to be some information that really does surprise you a lot. Like, oh, I didn't know that about you. You know, you're totally in love. You've been with this person for a really, really long time. And then you find out, oh, you've got $200,000 in debt. I didn't realize that. Like, really, it could be something, you know, oh, you were married 3 times before me. Okay. Like, really, it could be something just that surprising, that shocking. But at the same time, it can also be, because this is Uranus, it can go either way, right? It can be a surprise that really makes you question everything. It could be a surprise that propels you towards that person. But it can also be a surprise that ultimately makes you feel that much closer to this person as well. Now, I will be honest, for some of you out there, this is going to represent kind of a new chapter with this person, like you understand them that much more deeply, and you have a newfound respect for them based on the information that comes forward. But for some of you, this is going to be information that I think really, because it's coming out of nowhere, it may not be coming from the source. It may not actually be coming from your partner. So you want to be mindful of that, but also be mindful of, okay, this information is coming at me now. Go and respectfully talk about it. Figure out what this is going to mean for you. And for a few of you out there, I will say that, see, Uranus is all about being honest with yourself, okay? You've got this new moon happening in your opposite sign. If you are with somebody that you know isn't it, right? This isn't the one. This isn't the right thing for you, and you've known it for a little while. This is going to be that moment that allows you that, whether you want to call it window or a reason or excuse or the cherry on top, but it allows you that respite to say, okay, you know what? Let's try going different ways. Let's start fresh and together or independently as individuals. So it really could go either way. If you search yourself and you sit with yourself and you're honest with yourself, you will know, you will understand within yourself what direction this is likely to go in way before the surprise even comes out. So if you've been frustrated for a really long time and looking for that excuse, looking for a reason to leave, then this particular new moon might provide that to you. But this could also be a game changer in terms of propelling you that much closer to this person as well. As I have been sharing with you, you've had Mercury going retrograde in your opposite sign. And I know I've been talking about this as we've been going along week to week in the weekly horoscopes. But when people break up, if you're having Mercury retrograde in your opposite sign and you break up, chances are you're not going to stay broken up. This is that moment, okay? So as I said, if you broke up with somebody last month, let's say, Mercury went into shadow, went retro. If you broke up with somebody, chances are this is going to be the moment that brings you back together, that propels you towards that person where you see, oh wow, okay, I had seen things totally different. Now I see things better. For those of you who are just getting to know somebody, just dating, again, this is a whole other element that you didn't see coming. Probably sooner than later is better. So this should bring in a nice element of surprise. You know, surprises, I think life doesn't have enough surprises. So you can embrace it, whatever it is that it will be. If you are open to meeting someone new, you know, when you have lunar activity like this, when you have a new moon in your opposite sign, someone does show up. Someone does show up so you can understand who you are in love. And I actually think that someone is likely to show up now who's going to be a little bit of a revelation, who's going to be showing you something about what you really believe about love, about who you really are. And I think you're going to find yourself behaving in ways that surprise you. And if you are some small percentage of Aries out there who may not be with anybody right now, I think you may actually have an interaction that exposes to you what your beliefs really are around love, what your beliefs really are around partnerships, and how maybe it is, why it is that maybe you're not in relationship if that's what you want, okay? If you're enjoying being single, then it's all well and good, right? But if you have a part of you that isn't at peace with that, then this is going to be a time, an important time that makes clear to you where your work is. What I love about this month for you is that love is on offer, and love brings with it a surprise a minute. As I said, I think that there aren't enough surprises in life. And so my hope for you is that you embrace what does come along and trust that in the grand wisdom, it is certainly moving you towards greater love and a more honest love than you've known before.